Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
Shakur Stevenson, The Room 6, January 31st. Click the link in the description to buy now and get 5% off the pay-per-view when you enter this code at checkout.
Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. What do you think about that matchup and how they get together?
I think that's another fun matchup, and I feel like Shakur is gonna. I feel like Shakur's gonna beat him fairly easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. T.O. know exactly who he's facing, and I just feel like Shakur is just so focused, so locked in. But not only that, I just feel like his IQ is just on a whole nother level. Shakur IQ is crazy, for real. And he's gonna show that, January 31st. He's gonna show that he levels ahead of Teofimo for sure.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up because sometimes it's Teofimo, sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. Then we've also seen him, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only question that I have. Which Teofimo's going to show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size. He's been at the weight class a little more, and then just maybe build into it more. I would think he would have to use that, size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, Shakur Stevens is so fucking good at what he does. Defense is on point, speed is on point, footwork is on point. And he's really one of the best skilled fighters out there. So it's hard to say, oh, this is what you gotta do. No, it ain't easy, trust me. But being Teofimo, again, if he's bigger, naturally stronger, then he should try to use that, to his advantage.
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you gotta have a high level of confidence. So like both of them has a high level of confidence. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur. And he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a born fight to a degree. That's why everybody was criticizing him. Oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't functional with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko, he'll win.
You faced Shakur Stevenson in Las Vegas. What makes it so difficult? What do you think Tio needs to look out for, given your experience with Shakur Stevenson?
I could say that not getting greedy inside the ring with him, not losing focus, not letting him get into his game plan when it comes to invite you, because there's no option. There's either you fight his game or you fight no game.
Yeah, that's good.
Santos, he didn't try to put the pressure on him, and it was an extremely somewhat boring fight because neither one was trying to set the tone inside the ring. So if you're gonna set the tone with someone with Shakur, you better have a game plan, because the guy he's gonna be patient. He's not gonna get off his game plan to fall into your trap. So if I'm Teofimo Lopez coach, I would tell him not to lose focus and not to get frustrated inside the ring. Stick to your game plan, whatever game plan it is. If it's A, B, C, whatever it is, stick to it and go for it. But someone like Shakur Stevenson, like I said, it's easier said than done with a fighter like that because it's not like he's too back from you. He's just right there in your face, and once you throw, he just rocks back a little bit and touches you. Then it becomes very frustrating. Then when you start loading up, then he does it again. He starts loading up in his shots, but we're just outboxing you. So I would just say it's like I said, it's a tough one for me to pick who will come out victorious. That's why I go with the 50-50 fight. One thing that happened to me was, I got frustrated in there with Shakur Stevenson. But like I said before, Teofimo Lopez is a completely different fighter. He actually thinks in the ring with his ring generalship, and he has a game plan. And whatever game plan it is, I would say stick to it. Because Shakur Stevenson, I don't think he's going to risk a lot with Teofimo. With someone with Teofimo who does carry a big punch. It's going to be a chess game inside that ring because I don't think Teofimo's going to go out there and put all that pressure immediately. He's going to little by little start doing his thing. But Shakur Stevenson, he's a chess game player too inside that ring. It's going to be a very interesting one for the game of boxing because it's not going to be your typical brawl. It's going to be a technical chess game inside that ring.
Does Shakur just need to be Shakur? Like, is it already like an advantage coming into the fight, knowing that he's not going to fight any other style but his style, and it's going to force Teo to fight his style?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to say. Shakur is going to be Shakur. He's not going to change because Marco said it, because I said it, or anybody who says it. He's going to fight his own fight to just win. Doesn't care how it is, but he just wants to win. So I think the important one here is going to not to be Teofimo Lopez, what his game plan is or what his tactic is going to be. I think if someone can pull it off, I would say it's Teofimo.
On paper, when you put them like side by side and start looking at their traits and attributes on paper, like Teo has like two very distinctive advantages, and that's like the power and the speed. He has a fast twitch type of power as well, and it's like usually the guy, I'm not saying for this one, but usually in boxing, if you have a speed advantage and a power advantage, like there's a good chance you're going to do very well in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, they both got that good amateur pedigree. Both are Olympians. Both have they've known each other since like the amateur days, from what I've heard. So they know each other very well. But the one thing that if we got to put them like in who has more of what, I think Teofimo Lopez has a bigger punch. Maybe I don't know, with speed they might be the same because as far as being explosive, the weight class, I think the advantages of Teofimo Lopez, the reach, we give him to Shakur, and what else?
Footwork.
Footwork. They both got good footwork. But the one thing that I think is going to be just the keys that everybody knows is the
Ring IQ.
Ring IQ, but the defensive, being the defensive wise, I think no one beats Shakur on that one. So yeah, you might have all this right here, but you gotta hit the guy first. So that's where it becomes tricky. Someone like Shakur Stevenson, where he's just an amazing defensive fighter.
So, given on the night, Oscar, like, what do you think, like, most likely happens in like your professional opinion?
See, if we go off paper, I would say Shakur Stevenson, but I would hate to say that because I can see Teofimo Lopez doing the opposite, and then it's gonna be like, I thought, people, Oscar Valdez thought Shakur was gonna win, and Teofimo won. He was like, no. I think Teofimo Lopez, it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion, because Teofimo's been proving it before. And I gotta emphasize this, if someone can pull it off, it's definitely Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez doesn't do it, I don't see who's gonna beat Shakur Stevenson.
That's a great matchup, man. Teofimo has had some great performances, great wins. Shakur is also a division champion, going for his fourth. Unbelievable talent. It's a fight where we're gonna see talent from both, but we also have to see heart. That who has who has that heart to become the man. I think that fight's gonna be more about who's smarter, who plays the better cards, and who doesn't make mistakes. Because it's gonna be one of those fights where we might not have too much action, but we're all gonna be standing up because we want to see who's gonna land and who's gonna be the one that finds those punches to land. It's a very interesting fight, and they're both in their prime. They're both, that's what boxing is about. We're not Ortiz, Boots, Teofimo, Shakur. They're not waiting till they're 37, 38 to fight each other. Or they're not waiting for one to be the oldest. And they want to fight each other now. And that fight's happening. Hopefully, Ortiz Boots happens also because it's time right now. They're both young. They're both in their prime. So that's when the fans really appreciate seeing fights like that.
Stylistically, man, how does Shakur beat Tio and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Tio beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Tio got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside of boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's going to be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make it a really good fight. It's who wants it better.
Tio and Shakur, break it down.
I would put my money on Shakur, but shit, I won't be surprised if Teofimo surprises us all, for sure. I think I'm underestimating Teofimo a little bit, but I don't think he can make the necessary adjustments to his own style to combat what Shakur does best. But he could definitely prove me wrong, for sure. Tio's definitely be playing chess for a little bit, and then Shakur's gonna break away. By like the 4th, 5th, 6th, and then it's gonna get ugly by like the 9th, 10th. I think Shakur gonna start picking him apart nasty.
I don't see that happening. I see Shakur on his pedal bike all night.
Nah, bro. What? Teofimo don't even put pressure like that. How can he be on a pedal bike if he don't put no pressure, real pressure like that?
But Tio could crack a little bit.
Yeah, he could crack, but he's not a pressure fighter.
They both got tough-ass defense, though.
Yeah, Shakur just has to watch for a single shot here, single shot there. He's not going to worry about volume, coming forward, hard-hitting guy. He's going to be watching for 1, 2 shots at a time. Teofimo just doesn't put pressure like that for Shakur to even run, it's that's just what it is. Unless he changes up his whole game plan and his whole fighting style, which he possibly could and shock me. But at the end of the day, Shakur's gonna pick him apart. I can see it, bro. One, Teo don't even do good with counter punchers, and another thing, he don't even do good with southpaws. And now you got a southpaw counter puncher? Come on, bro. This is a bad matchup for Teo.
I think taxes are something that makes all of us panic, whether or not you want to admit it. Being able to pass my taxes to a TurboTax expert means that I have to only collect documents, I give it away, and then they will let me know when it's ready to go. That is 1 minute of me thinking about it, and that allows me to do everything else in my life. Now taxes is filing without breaking a sweat.
All right, look, I don't know who need to hear this, but my man just tried that new 100 milligram generic Viagra for only 87 cents a pop from Friday Plans. We was having problems.
Is it a 50-50 fight? Is it, a style fight where it favors one or the other in your opinion, Shane?
Yeah, it's
it's a style where which fighter can impose their will on the other. You know, which can impose their style on the other style. So Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So which style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one lead the other. Because I don't think that. Well, maybe. I mean, Shakur might show some different. If he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen, or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, you know, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle, that is kind of giving, you know, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that. So we just don't know.
Yeah, the thing is I think people overlook of Teofimo is he can box when he wants to. Like, he's shown he has a slick style too when he wants to do that.
When he wants to do that. So if you have a slick style, you got power and you got the speed too. I had to figure out that type of style, and Lomachenko is a hard. I had to figure out that type of style, and Lomachenko is a hard fight to fight. So that's why this fight is hard fight to fight. So that's why this fight is so interesting and so interesting. And for Shakur Stevenson to move to 140 to fight him the other.
Teofimo versus Shakur, man, great fight stylistically, a great Teofimo versus Shakur, man, great fight stylistically, a great fight. What does it look like in the fight? What does it look like in the ring? You think? Like, how does it play out at first?
I don't know, because
Teofimo was real athletic too, man. So I don't know, but you know, I'm going with my man Shakur.
You gotta ask Mom.
I think he's gonna put on a boxing exhibition. I think he's gonna
I don't know how to do that.
He might walk him down. You know what I mean? Shakur got all kinds of what he can do, man. People ain't see nothing yet with him either. They ain't see the best of him yet. You know what I mean? He showed it last fight that he don't have to move around like they said, running. But the name of the game is hit and not get hit, and he do it great. So I don't know why they talking about that shit like that.
We got a lot of experience already. You know, Shakur hasn't fought nobody like my son. You know, and let's say, let the best man win.
You mentioned some of his weaknesses that you see, you know, flaws in Shakur's game. What are some of those?
I can't say that, man. Come on, man. It's like Donald Trump, right? He doesn't say his secrets, you know?
Now, obviously, your son mentioned to us that, you know, obviously, when he wins and gets past Shakur, Devin Haney's value
the thing that people don't understand is that southpaws don't have a lot of arsenal. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a lot of arsenals, and if you know how to fight a southpaw, you could beat them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for him. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? And for me too, because my son, like I said, my son destroys southpaws. You know, you saw what he did to Magdaleno, man. You know, so I see a fight. I see a competitive fight in the beginning, and then once my son figures it out and he starts dancing in there and doing his thing, you know he's gonna win.
What version of Shakur do you expect to come out first?
I wish the best. I wish the best. You know, Cepeda almost dropped him, man. You know what I'm saying? And Cepeda's not a person that does does punching placements. You know, he just throws punches. You know, my son is not like that. My son is gonna figure this guy out, and you guys gonna see it. You know.
But do you think Shakur will engage like he did or tried to with Cepeda?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Nobody does. Nobody does. Once you feel my son's power, it's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Barbosa felt it. You know, that's why he wasn't committing the way he was supposed to. You know, he had just came from beating Catterall and Ramirez. And I mean, like seven top 10 dudes. He was on a freaking, you know, so he was confident. And he must have felt something for my son because he didn't commit the way he was supposed to commit. You know what I'm saying? And it was an easy fight for my son. He made it look easy.
And last one, what do the headlines say the day after this fight about your son and about this fight?
The takeover is for real.
What is your prediction for next weekend?
Next weekend, Shakur and Tio. I see Shakur just beating Tio up. I see Shakur figuring Tio out. And
Oh shit.
We got that reggaeton. Today we're gonna be making beats you guys send me, okay? So let's go.
Chinchy, please do my beat. And I see Shakur just doing what he do.
What do you think of Teofimo Lopez?
I think Tio a great fighter. I don't really got no bad thing to say about Tio. I just know how Shakur coming. I seen him in there with a lot of great fighters. I seen how he control people. People be in their place where they in the ring with him. And I think Tio a great fighter. He accomplished a lot. He really, like, when he beat Lomachenko, he really was like, he was a top dog at the time. You know, everybody was looking at him as a top dog. So Tio's a great fighter, and I can't wait till next week to see how that fight go.
Yeah, because
I know how it's gonna go, but I can't wait for everybody else to see.
Right now, the bookies have slightly favored Shakur, and you know, it's to some people that's a surprise given that Tio is the champion, but to you, it's no surprise.
Yeah, it's no surprise at all. There's no doubt in my mind that just know it's gonna be a great fight. Just know it's gonna be a great fight.
Do you think it'll stay at 140 though?
Stay at 140. I mean, depending on how you feeling, depending on how you look. I mean, he could do a lot, man. Anything he put his mind to, that's one person that I can't say. Anything he put his mind to, he achieve it.
Yeah.
I saw it firsthand. So.
It's more athletic than y'all think. And I think that Teofimo will be a challenge, but Shakur has a mind to figure it out. He's not underestimating him either. He's taking it for what it really is, but I know that Tio's going to come with his bag of tricks and going to be athletic and going to be sharp and be all tricky, but I think that Shakur's going to, well, I know that Shakur is going to figure him out.
Yeah, Shakur winning, that's, you're for sure certain on that. Some people have it 50-50.
I always tell people that if it's Shakur versus anybody, I'm always going to say Shakur. And that's me off my boxing brain and how it's not 50-50 to me, but it's going to be a good fight, yes.
Man, that's gonna be a great fight, you know, especially like on paper, it looks like, you know, it's one of those great matchups, you know what I'm saying, with Teofimo and Shakur. And we're having a fight like this when they're both like really young still too, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't hit 30 yet, and they're at the top of their game, if not still climbing, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely don't think both of them have peaked, you know, so for them to have a fight like this is very dope. This is something that, you know, if the fight is very competitive, they can run it back again and again. You know what I'm saying? So this could be the start of something, and this could be igniting something with other fighters as well too, in terms of people fighting each other. I think that this is going to be an interesting matchup stylistically because Shakur, with his patience, you know, his pot shotting, and you know, I'm interested to see how he's gonna approach this fight, because if he's like, you know, coming with an aggressive mindset, then that could fall into Teal's, you know, plan, and where Teal can get more shots, you know, off of Shakur than he wants to. But Shakur has pretty good defense. But if Shakur is on his feet, and Teal's gonna have a long night. You know, we've seen frustration from Tio when he fought Jermaine Ortiz, when he fought Sandor Martin, and Shakur is a frustrating type of fighter, you know what I'm saying, to be against. So if you can get frustrated with those guys, there's definitely a big chance you can get frustrated with a guy like Shakur Stevenson. And I'm just really interested to see how the matchup is going to go, because Tio, he's the type of guy where, you know, we've seen, you know, his lows, but we've seen his highs too. You know, when he fought, I'm like, he's right there for Tio, you know? So Tio was going to have his way, and he did. But when it came to Lomachenko, Tio, if you look at his eyes, every single round, he was like super alert, super reactive. Right. If he's like that with Shakur, it's going to be a fun fight. Very fun fight.
Definitely, man, and you wonder what version of Shakur you're going to get, because the Shakur that we saw against Cepeda.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez, man. That could be fight of the year early, man. You know, there's so many variables when you talk about these two guys getting together. Not gonna make you pick a winner, right? Not gonna make you pick a winner. But if you were thinking about it and said, hey, for the people at home, who would you be leaning toward right now?
I'd definitely be leaning more towards Shakur Stevenson. And I'm just like, I have no problem with picking a winner. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I feel like the guy that has the most, the biggest chance, even if there's a weight differentiation, like I think the Shakur style is the big red flag for me when it comes to Teofimo, because he's gotten, like I mentioned other interviews as well, like he's gotten frustrated to a point where he said, "Oh, like, do I still got it?" Like outwardly, it wasn't something that he could have kept in his head. It wasn't something that he said backstage. It was like he was in the ring still,
Yeah.
and said it. So that's how bad it messed him up, you know. And to show that level of frustration is very concerning, especially on this level of boxing. So I think that that's the main thing that takes. I mean, you know, that really puts Shakur over the edge for me.
I think it's a great fight. Stylistically, I think it's up and down as far as you can't favor no side stylistically, because you got T.O. that's super athletic. You got Shakur that like to control distance, but you know, I think Teofimo with the athleticism and certain things that he'll be able to close it in certain parts of the fight. So I think it's gonna be an interesting fight.
You know, the opening odds, a lot of people shocked and stunned by the opening odds. Tio opened up, I think, as a minus 350, or as a plus 350, I'm sorry, where a lot of people expect him to lose. What do you think about that? And we know that Shakur's gifted, but do you think that that's a far stretch, or?
For sure. For sure. But I think they going off of Teofimo being up and down in you know, certain fights he looked this, and then certain fights he looked great. So I think they going off consistency, but I don't really pay too much attention to the odds maker, because they really don't really be knowing the background of boxing. Like, you know, like they don't know the real what's the amateurs, the what really people got in them, you know, in the boxing. Like they just going off, you know, kind of what everybody pouring their money into and what the hype is. But I think it's more of a closer fight, odds wise.
Soul of it, right? And one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, I mean, you being at the highest level of the game and being around for a while, being a champion, what things do you think that Teofimo Lopez has going for him that may be something that he can put into play on fight night versus Shakur Stevenson?
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, this is Dope Tech from Wix. Now this whole...
I would say the athleticism, mostly, and it seems like he do pretty good against southpaws. I mean, Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, that's two different styles, two different sizes, and he made it look kind of easy with both of them. So we'll just have to see, man. I think it's gonna be an interesting stylistic matchup, because we don't know what we're gonna get. It could be a boring 12-round fight, or you know, it could heat up to where Teofimo make him take chances. So we'll see.
Really wanting to get your perspective on fighting Shakur. I know you fought him some years ago.
Right.
He has against Teofimo Lopez coming up January 31st in New York. Him moving up to 140 pounds after defending his title 3 times at 135 pounds. Coming into a new weight class, you know, when you were going into that fight, Jamel, and I would imagine Tio has to be thinking too, like, what were you thinking you could do or how to beat Shakur?
I thought I was the bigger, stronger guy, but he basically neutralized all that with his ring IQ. And when I found out after the fact, before, because again, I had to watch it back, and then I actually was I was in ringside to commentate him against Valdez. This guy is great with his distancing and his footing. If you watch carefully, he uses his front foot as a measuring stick, and then that's how he gets his distance on you. And even then, like me having the longer reach, he was still able to make me miss and make me pay for it. And then that's when after a while, I just had to throw out boxing out the window and just fight him. But by then, it was too late. I found myself playing catch up. I was already cut up, so we know how that ended.
But then when you got a guy like Tio, you know, which is another good friend of mine, Tio is so elusive where he has a really good offbeat rhythm. I mean, we've seen him in his last fight on Arnold Barbosa. You've seen him when he fought Josh Taylor. You've seen it when how he comes out the gate against Lomachenko. And I believe he has to do that even with Shakur. You gotta basically beat the bully because he's the bigger man. He has to basically put his foot on the gas and step to Shakur. But I think it's a great matchup. It's two real good styles that clash. And for me, I also, despite what people may think, or maybe the one loss on Teofimo's record, I think Teo's improved since the Kambosos fight a lot. What's the key? I think for Shakur has to again try to keep that, you know, not as much because again he's not. Tio doesn't have a Cepeda type, you know, rhythm or flow where he throws many punches. But again, he's definitely Tio being bigger. Shakur's gonna definitely have to let his hands go a lot more also to gain that respect. And then on Tio's end, I feel like Tio's gonna have to basically enforce his will, especially being the bigger man at that weight class and being the champion. You got to go out there and act as if this is your division. I mean, he is the lineal champion, so you got to have the mindset to push Shakur backwards and make him fight.
Do you think the weight is going to play like a factor at all?
No, because Shakur is usually is a big kid. He's a big kid. I think Tio's a stronger fighter. He's stronger, but in terms of weight, I don't think the weight would be the main factor. But I think the strength in Tio, if he is able to get to Shakur and really touch him early and touch him often, that'll be a factor.
What do you think, just having spent time in the ring with Shakur, what are some tricky things that Shakur does that Tio may need to look out for?
His timing. Because if you miss, he'll make you pay. So he's definitely. That's why I meant like you have to change your speed up. That's what they say in the gym. Change your speed up. Because you keep coming with the same speed and timing, he's going to pick it up, and then he's going to find his rhythm and start picking you apart that way. So you got to basically change. You got to change a lot of things in there with Shakur, and you got to be consistent. And that can be hard for certain fighters, but I think Tio is an elite athlete in his own right that can make those proper adjustments as well.
You know styles style-wise, like on paper, like how difficult of a fight is this for Shakur or Tio? Like who should be like the favored one?
It's a very difficult fight for both of them. I mean, you probably could say just because we never really seen Shakur in, let's be honest, in like a real tough bout yet, where he looks like he's at the point of losing anything. You know what I mean? Obviously you have to favor Shakur. Like I said, Tio's had issues. You know. Like he said, he was sick, whatever. He had issues with the Kambosos fight. He had issues with the Jermaine Ortiz fight. So, of course, you have to favor a guy like Shakur in this fight. I don't see Tio trying to have a boxing match with him. I mean, I don't see him trying to have a boxing match. I think that would be the wrong way to go with Shakur. Because if you think about it, if you do that, Shakur can sit back all night and just pick you apart. Mm-hmm. You gotta make it rugged. You gotta impose your will. You gotta make it to a fight more than a chess match. It has to be a fight.
Yeah. If in the first few rounds, what are you gonna be looking at, or what are you gonna be looking for?
Like I said, again, for me, I'm not so worried about Shakur as much because again, Shakur is a great fighter and is right. Not saying Tio was not. It's just that, like I said, I love my guy Tio, but we always wonder which version of Teofimo Lopez we're gonna get. So in those first 3 rounds, I gotta see the pace he sets. And like I said, the key word is that he sets because he has to set the pace. If you let Shakur set the pace, Shakur's gonna do whatever he wants, and then you find yourself trying to play catch up. Simple as that. You gotta set the pace. You gotta be the dog in there. You gotta impose your will.
Shakur will always be a favourite in my eyes because I think he's an incredible fighter. So is Tio, but consistently, you know, I just feel like Shakur's very, very difficult to beat. I don't know what you do to beat him. You know, do you try and be a little bit tricky with him?
I think I'm gonna go with Shakur.
Difficult. Do you be
I'm gonna pick
aggressive and
Shakur
try and take
tonight.
him out of his rhythm?
What's everybody thinking?
You know, so but Teofimo is a little bit of a master in the respect of you know, coming up and sort of doing the unexpected to win fights like this. And look, I believe he's an underdog in the fight. I don't believe he's a crazy underdog. Shakur is coming up in weight as well, so there is challenges for him, and I think it's just great to see such a high-level fight between two guys in their prime.
First time they're fighting in the arena.
Yeah.
First time.
Mad.
Now, during camp, have you had a chance to go into camp and see Shakur Stevenson during this?
I've listened to speak to him, and I was with him on Saturday night in Las Vegas. You know that Shakur Stevenson is going to put everything into training camp. You know his training camp is going to be phenomenal. You know he's going to come in phenomenal shape. You know he's going to come in on weight because he's an absolute professional in everything that he does. The kid eats, sleeps, and breathes sport boxing. He's in love with the sport boxing. He's always in the gym. He never leaves the gym. And ultimately, he's a true professional. This guy is going for his 4th Division World Championship on Saturday. This is phenomenal. We should really be championing this guy because he's a phenomenal fighter. And sometimes we don't really recognise this until they retire. You know, we should recognise now that it's going to be a special night on Saturday.
It's going to be a great fight. I got Shakur winning. I think he's going to be the better boxer.
Shakur's in the lead.
Control distance. I don't think Shakur's going to fight how he fought William Zepeda. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know if it'll be entertaining or boring. I can't really say, but I give the edge to Shakur.
Any thoughts on Tio versus Shakur? They're saying that could be a fight coming early next year. How do you think that fight goes?
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a great fight. You'll really see, because at the end of it, they're both Olympians. They're both multi-division world champions. Tio is an incredible fighter, and Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur coming out, it's got to be a good fight. I like to see it.
Gotta be a good
about
fight.
Shakur and Tio? What kind of fighter we have?
It's gonna be a great fight.
What's the most compelling part of the matchup for those two guys?
That's gonna be a great. You know what? Tio's a hell of a fighter. I love Tio, but I love Shakur. His style is almost impossible to break. But if there's a fighter who can break it, it's Tio. But it's gonna be a hell of a fight because I love Shakur because he doesn't run. He's right there in front of you. So it's up to Tio to do something, but I think it's gonna be a great fight. Great fight for boxing.
Let's watch their press conference. Let's see who.
Listen up,
Let's see
football
who got
fans.
it.
You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you can turn that.
Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, the Blender 6, January 31st. Click the link in the description to buy now and get 5% off the pay-per-view when you enter this code at checkout.
Yes. Over that.
Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. Now, special thanks, as always, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. A special thanks, of course, to our sponsors, Thomas J. Henry Law Firm, Everlast,
all of them,
Halo, and IFX Payments. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Saturday night here at Madison Square Garden, sold out. A fantastic evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. And at the end, we get this main event between two of the hottest fighters in the world today, and that's why it's sold out. At this time, let's meet the fighters. Once again, 12 rounds of boxing sanctioned by the WBO and recognized by the Ring magazine for the super lightweight championship of the world. Pardon me. Let's meet the fighters. First, the challenger, an Olympic silver medalist, now with a perfect professional record consisting of 24 fights, 24 victories, 11 big wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Newark, New Jersey, the three-division, three-time world champion, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, and the current lightweight champion of the world, the undefeated challenger, Shakur Stevenson.
I think I'm going for Shakur. Oh, shit.
A champion, a U.S. Olympian, undefeated for over 5 years as a professional. His professional record stands at 22 victories, 13 wins by KO, only 1 defeat, and that was a split decision. From Brooklyn, New York, USA, the reigning, defending, 2-time 2-division world champion. He is recognized by Ring Magazine and the World Boxing Organization as the super lightweight champion of the world, the takeover, Teofimo Lopez.
All right.
Teofimo Lopez, here is the challenger, Shakur Stevenson, and here is your host, Chris Mannix.
Send his ass to the Marlin fitness. Nigga, hell of a model.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. Lopez is funny as hell. We're about to listen to the trash talk right now.
Well, welcome everyone back to the main event press conference for Ring 6, which of course will be headlined by one of the best fights that can be made in boxing today. 140-pound showdown between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. And in boxing, we always want to see the best fighting the best. There is no question in this fight, the best are fighting the best. The unquestioned #1 guy at 140 pounds, and unquestioned #1 guy at 135 pounds. We're going to hear from these fighters on the stage. We want to start things off again. Introduce the CEO of Ring Magazine, Mr. Rick Reno.
Well, we're only 2 days away. One of the biggest fights to be made in the sport. 2 of the biggest names colliding, and the star power proves it. And that's why this venue, the Mecca of Boxing, Madison Square Garden, is sold out. Live and exclusive on DAZN. You know, Shakur, if you talk to any of the odds makers, you talk to some of the experts around, he's a solid favorite. It's no secret. But Teofimo, he's one of those guys that's always upsetting the odds. He upset the odds against Lomachenko. He upset the odds against Josh Taylor. And if he upsets the odds on Saturday, for me, it's the biggest win of his career, because I regard Shakur as a better fighter than the other 2 guys. That's just my opinion. Tio may not agree with me. He's giving me the death stare right now. But on the other end,
He's
Shakur,
one
of the talented boxers in the game today, and he's looking to make, I should say, history on Saturday night by going for his 4th divisional title. But the same goes for Shakur. In gaining victory in this fight, I believe it's the biggest win of his career, because I hold Tio in a higher regard than the guys that Shakur has fought in the past. And that's what makes it such an intriguing fight, where you have 2 of the very best colliding in the ring, mano a mano, ring title at stake, and look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday.
When I used to think about taxes, I would just cringe. I used to use a CPA. I would just send all of my paperwork and
Thank you, Rick. This event, of course, co-promoted by Matchroom Boxing. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing here on the stage. Eddie, this really is what we want out of boxing. The very best fighting the very best. Two guys trying to challenge themselves, test themselves at the highest level. Is that what you're expecting on Saturday night? Two guys at their very best.
This is everything. You know, everyone talks about making boxing great again. And you've got to take your absolute hat off to Shakur and Teo. Because Shakur's dominating the 135-pound division. He can go into unification fights. No need for him to step up to 140. Teo can move to 147, challenge for a title, do what he wants. Both guys know that there's money out there, deals out there to just keep on doing the standard thing. But these aren't standard guys. These are guys that are chasing greatness in a sold-out arena that has hosted Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson and Rocky Marciano. That's what these guys are after. They're chasing legacy. And it's two guys in their absolute prime. That's the beauty of this fight. And there's so much to debate on both sides. You know, the guy to my left, at 28 years of age, I say it all the time, he's a 3-division world champion, looking to become a 4-division world champion at the age of 28. And that's a phenomenal achievement. And he lives and breathes the sport of boxing. Any young fighter getting in the game, I would recommend they look at the way that Shakur Stevenson lives his life and his dedication to the sport. And look, same with Teo as well. This is a joy to watch. I said to the guys early on the undercard, understand what you're fighting for on Saturday night. Memories, you know, the ability to win a world championship at MSG. These guys are not just fighting for the world championship belt, they're fighting for absolute greatness on Saturday night. And we saw from the undercard as well, top to bottom, the whole boxing world will be in New York on Saturday night. You've got the Ring Magazine Awards tomorrow night, live on DAZN around the world. Thank you to both men. This is exactly what boxing needs, and I cannot wait.
All right. I want to start on the challenger side. Shakur Stevenson's been in boxing for a long time. He's had the same team alongside him for a long time as well. James Prince, Wally Moses. James, I'll start with you. You've guided Shakur to 3 world championships, 3 different weight classes. How are you feeling as he heads into attempting to win his 4th?
Well, I'm feeling great, but not only those 3 world championships, he won 2 amateur
Pop up. He was talking to Jay.
I got some strategic questions for you, Wally. I wanted to hear what James has to say.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, pop, cocked, and loaded.
We got a long time to talk about this.
That's right. Well, for me, you know, first of all, let me thank everybody that contributed to this great fight night, you know what I mean? Beginning with Turkey, you know, great promoter Eddie Hearns, Ring Magazine, my man over there. Of course, this beautiful place, Madison Square Garden, is truly an honor and a privilege to be here. And I feel blessed to be in a position where I'm managing the main event and the co-main event, which is Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevens. So, y'all know I'm gonna leave victorious with both of them. So, no, I'm excited about that, man. We ready to kick some ass, you know what I mean? Because that's what time is gonna be. You know, we're gonna go in there and deal with T.O. I hope your daddy feel better. I want him to be there because I want him to witness his ass whooping you're gonna get, and it just wouldn't be right to not have your whole team there with you. So we're excited about this, man.
That ain't what you said when you was giving me wine and champagne at your house.
Yeah, well, I had to get you
watching
drunk.
His fight.
I had to get you drunk to trick you.
And saying that if you had me and Shakur, that would be like Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, well, neither one of them are here, but we're here.
Like, I know Pimp, though. Don't worry, Pimp.
I had to trick you. Hey, Tio, I had to trick you in this position right now.
I know pimping ain't easy, so hey, shout out to H-Town. You heard?
Yeah, that's real. It's Pimp C. But I had to trick you in this position to get this ass whooped. Don't take this personal, man, because you look real good dressing up as a model. So, you know what I mean? Maybe it's a model agency action after this here. So don't take this personal as business.
James, you've managed some special fighters. Like Rugrats, Mayweather Jr., Andre Ward. What is it that makes that man special?
He one of a kind, you know what I mean? He his own person, and he got a combination of all of them, you know what I mean? He's been such a student of the game where he took some from the great Andre Ward, the great Roy Jones, the great Bud, You know, he borrowed from all of them and blended with his own mix. And now he's Shakur Stevenson, one of a kind.
Well, Wally, not only are you Shakur's trainer, you're also his grandfather. You've been there from day one with Shakur. You're obviously excited about this matchup.
I can't wait because I've been there 5 years at Team USA. Didn't make that Olympic trip, but I was his trainer and the team trainer for those 5 years. And I want to say that Shakur has already, in terms of like, I'm going to take up what Eddie talked about, his legacy. This has been his legacy throughout his life. You know, it wasn't a thing where he actually thought he was good. He just had a vision and had a dream and a desire inside him. And it said he wanted to be Olympian. He wanted to be #1. And he wanted to be the best in the world. So what we went through, we had an opportunity to go through those journeys, to be #1, to be at that top level where everybody looking up, talking about they on that level and they never been there before. So we want to say to everybody, this fight is just another part of his legacy to prove what he wants to become and who he is and his place in boxing. So we looking forward for this here fight. This is only one that's going to start our journey towards his dream. That he said that he's the best fighter in the world. He's proven it on an amateur level, okay? Now he's doing it. He won, what, three division titles and what, 6 fights? 6 fights, okay? He won a championship in his 13th fight. Nobody ever gave him one, awarded him one. He had to fight for and ask or beg for every fight that he got. You know, we seen fighters that he begged to fight. They were he was passed up by them and fed to somebody else, and they had an opportunity to make a great name like Leo Santa Cruz. We were asking for Leo Santa Cruz 2 years before Tank fought for them, okay? We were asking Lomachenko ever since Shakur was 17 and boxed him. So those fights were passed by him. But if Shakur had got a chance to fight them then, we wouldn't even be here now talking about his legacy. And they know they wouldn't even be here right now. But T.O., we've been watching him talking about, and his father, we met one time. I was with my son. We were at the last hotel, so my son was talking to T.O. father. So T.O. father was talking to my son about, yo, man, my son is this here. Oh, he's better than that Shakur, man. They give all this here Shakur guy. Now, he didn't know he was talking to my son. So I walked up at the time. My son said, Dad. He went, ho, 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 ho. So my dad began to tell him what he said. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He said, well, let me tell you something, man. I give credit, you know, I've been to his house. You know, I have a great deal of respect for his mom, you know what I'm saying? You know, but in this here fighting world, when it comes to Shakur and myself, we done beat some of everybody, you know what I'm saying? So we're not worried about what he's going to do, what he say. Like you say, he's very athletic. I think he's more acrobatic than athletic. You know what I'm saying? We see the acrobatic.
You see me in bed.
Ring, you know what I'm saying? So that's not a great deal of athleticism to me. So I'm going to stand on that and say, this is another part of our legacy. Going on our journey to become the best that he can be.
All right. I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly what your song needs. This is co-producer, the fastest way to find samples that fit your track.
All right. We'll turn to the other side of the dais, and we should note here that Teofimo Sr., a little under the weather, not here at the press conference today. Keith Conley, you've been managing Teofimo for a few years now, taking him to some pretty high heights, pretty high levels. How are you feeling? You were in camp with him earlier. What have you seen from Teofimo in this camp?
I mean, I'm super excited. Big fight week in New York. There's nothing like a big fight at Madison Square Garden. You feel the electricity in the air here at the press conference. I'm feeling very confident. I saw him spar when I went down. He looked amazing. And we're in the same exact position that he was in 5 years ago, 6 years ago when he fought Lomachenko. Everybody in the sport gave him no chance. We were fighting pound for pound, unbeatable southpaw. He went in, he kicked Lomachenko.
Not Richard Coleman.
All right? So we're in the same position. We've done it before. He's going to do it again. Shakur Stevenson, great fighter, but he's never faced a guy like Teofimo Lopez.
If you really believe that, Keith, if you really believe that, why you ain't bet me?
What?
Why didn't you bet me a couple of weeks ago when I asked you to bet me?
You didn't ask me to bet you.
Yes, I did.
All right, well,
you seen me.
I bet you too.
You said
we'll get some paperwork in the back.
Okay, I can't wait.
We'll get some paperwork.
I can't wait.
right, we'll get some paperwork in the back.
You know, me and Tino
hold on.
was at the Olympics watching the Olympics.
You said you don't bet.
I will bet.
You said you don't bet. That's what you said in the locker room.
Well, you're calling me out. Let's bet.
Okay, so let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Yo, T.O. sat down with me watching Shakur fight at the Olympics after he was one and done. T.O. was with me watching him fight.
All right, so we'll bet.
T.O. and his dad was with me.
I just said we'll bet. All right?
We locked.
All right. We ain't talking about no 1,000 though. We're talking about some real bets.
Yeah, some real money.
We'll see. We'll see Saturday. He's beaten Lomachenko. You haven't beat anybody like Teofimo Lopez.
I'll bet you something.
You said what?
I'll bet you something.
Oh, I want to bet whatever.
Yeah,
you wanna
whatever.
Put. Whatever you want to put up.
I bet that you can't.
No, say it.
I bet that your mouth can fit all through my dick.
I would smack the shit out of you, nigga. I'll smack the shit out of your bitch ass. What you just say?
Yo.
Hey.
You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. It's gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. It's gonna feel like a foot in your mouth.
Come on, man. You know
Hey, to all y'all, when does everybody consider leaving?
I would smack the shit out of your
Leaving
bitch
these
ass,
nuts
boy.
in your mouth.
Hey, I would smack the shit out of you.
Like, yo, he's an acrobat.
Let's
now,
go,
he's gonna
Jam.
clown me. Stop clowning me.
Let's go, Jim.
Hey,
Ain't nothing to be
watch
funny
your
about.
words.
Big
nigga.
is like
You
a foot in
respect
your mouth.
pussy.
Hey, look how they get riled up. Oh, shit. Yo, can it be Saturday already? All right, let it be Saturday already.
He said something about his mother.
Hey, repeat yourself though, nigga.
Hey, but wait, all right. On all seriousness though,
After Saturday, keep that same energy.
On
I'm
seriousness
gonna beat
though,
your ass.
on
I'm
all
gonna beat your
serious,
ass. I'm gonna beat your ass.
all right, on all seriousness.
You're not even like that, boy.
Wait.
I'm
gonna tell you like this here. You better not say nothing about my daughter, anybody in my
Have you
family.
considered leaving though?
I'm gonna let you know that.
It's just
Have
extra
you
cold
considered
out
leaving
there.
though?
Right now.
Leaving these nuts in your mouth.
At least you guys got the little breeze. We got the
Bitch ass
fucking.
boy. You's a bitch.
That shit
You's
is
a bitch.
like
I can't
fucking
wait. You a
Antarctica
I
out that
can't
bitch.
wait.
You a Ligma.
I can't wait. After Saturday, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy.
Yo, that's all you want to do.
Hey,
You want to clown.
Wait.
You ever been to
We gonna see
Malone?
what's happening
Wait.
Saturday.
You a clown.
You traveled around the whole world. You ever been to
You
Malone?
a clown.
Malone did.
Yo, put your money where your mouth
I
is.
can't wait.
You got to put your money where your mouth is.
Hey, I'm starting to think you're a little suspect, boy.
On the bottom
He is.
I'm starting to think you're a little suspect for real.
All right, Shakur, let me ask you this, and we'll get back to the fight itself, but you're from Jersey. Jersey shows up for you every single fight. You're bringing 300 kids from Jersey up to see this fight, the most tickets you've bought for a fight of your own. What is it about getting those kids up from Jersey that matters to you?
That means everything to me. This is the first time it's really being announced. I usually do this before a lot of my fights back on this side of town. So it means everything to me that the kids get that type of motivation. They get to see somebody that's from the same circumstances do the same things that they can be doing in their future. So my main thing is giving them motivation and making sure they straight.
I don't think you need any motivation going into this fight. This press conference is clear. Has this fight become personal for you?
Nah, ain't nothing personal. It's all business. When it get personal is when people get emotional. So I ain't even
Man, my balls are still in
taking
his
it that
mouth.
way. But like I said, I'm 100% focused. I'm ready. And Saturday night, he gonna see.
You faced a unique challenge in William Zepeda your last time out, a guy that throws 100 punches around. How big a challenge do you think that man's going to be on Saturday?
None. He throw 10 times less than that.
We're gonna see. He's a good fighter.
He
I can't
can't
wait to
throw
fight
100 punches around because he'll run out of gas.
Yo.
Surf or turf?
They
With the
clowning.
Zaxby's box, the answer is both. Get Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp and their famous fingers
clowning,
together
bro.
for a boatload of flavor. It's the Zaxby's flavor you love. Now on shrimp. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
All right, you got to stop buying generic Viagra if y'all over 40. You can get 9 pills of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7.
How big a challenge do you think this guy's going to be?
No, not much.
We'll see. We'll see. Like I said,
one
look,
thing I do, man, is like, why don't we have it open to the public?
What I'm happy about is the fact that I got
Man,
my.
we should have this
You know what?
open
You
to
know
the
what
public.
itself.
You can see that my granddad is focused. I'm focused. We all locked in on the task. But Teofimo Sr. is nowhere to be found. Last night he was in the lobby, drugged out, head over
Y'all
heels.
don't gotta worry about that. You
So at the
focusing
end of
on
the
me,
day,
B.
right now,
Yes, you is.
he's
Yes,
emotional.
you is.
That's why he acting
focus
the way
on
he's
That's why you
acting.
clowning, clown.
He's
You
mad
focus
about
on
that.
my father, then it's a problem.
Where's your
Focus on
dad?
me.
Yes, you are.
I actually
Yes,
bought him
you
a
are.
present,
Focus on
though.
me.
I actually bought him a present. So
Yeah.
can you give him the
Yeah.
present?
Hey, go ahead, man. You know they say you never deny a gift.
Hey, I actually bought him a present, though, Tio.
What's up?
This for your dad.
Yeah.
This for your dad.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what
Hey.
type of alcohol is that?
Boy, he love that.
Don't worry about it.
What type is it?
Some
Is that,
type of
is that
tequila.
what is that? What type of brand?
Whatever you drink.
Where you at now? Where you at now? You got a hangover?
I'll take it. Go ahead. Thank you.
T.O. want that for himself. Shit. That
Hey, yeah, yo, I drink that bit right now. What you talking about?
Well, Teofimo, we'll turn over to you. A lot of energy.
Yo, that may not make it, huh?
Hey, we good, man.
We might be off that right now.
We good, yeah.
We might be off that right now.
Take your hit. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Them taking the hit. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Take your hit, man. You're gonna need something for this pain. Man.
Where you at now?
Teofimo, I'll turn to you.
Where you at now?
Where my father at?
Yeah.
Yeah, where is he?
Right
He
now.
got a hangover. That's where he at.
No.
Where's he at?
I kid you not. My
He
father
was in the he was in the lobby last
My
night.
father,
We seen him.
took him to the
He was
back
in the
right
lobby
now.
last night.
He downloaded.
He was in the lobby last night.
Yo, but wait, hold up. My father has gotten to all of y'all so well. And the moment he ain't here today, you guys all route on it.
That's why he was.
Look
that's
at
why
that.
he was
Look how.
nodding in the-
Hey, hold
that's why he
on.
was
Look how
nodding in the
God
lobby
works.
last night.
Look how God works. He had a present from my father, and my father ain't here. Thank
That's
the
why
Lord.
he was nodding in the
Thank
lobby
the
last
Lord.
night.
Look how God works. Good and evil, ladies and gentlemen. Good and evil. And I promise you, Saturday night, good will
He
win.
probably still messed up from last night.
Teofimo, you've been preparing for this fight for a couple of months
You know,
now.
you seen him last night. You seen him.
Okay, give us a second.
I was.
I know
was
everybody
up
else seen him in the lobby last night.
Okay. Teofimo, you've been preparing for this fight for a couple of months now. How have those preparations been going, and how big a challenge do you think it's going to be for you on Saturday?
There we go. Nah, it's been very good, man, honestly. No media, no documentaries this time around, no cameras, no people. It's kind of, I try to change that around this time just to see how it do, and I kid you not, so much more work has been done amongst myself, more importantly than anything else. But we got Stacy McKinley, who also is the assistant trainer, has been helping me, been training at his gym, and alongside with my father. And I kid you not, like the amount of knowledge that's been bestowed in my skills, and then on top of that, the amount of progress I've been creating. I've been switching things around. I mean, Keith can't really elaborate too much on it, but I feel very good, excited, determined, and I can't wait to display it, Saturday night.
This is the best you felt going into a fight?
Yeah, all around, man. But more importantly, like with my soul, like it's a beacon, man. Like this thing is serious.
That's the best.
Hey, wait, hold on. He keeps saying my titties out, man. You've been watching a lot of porn. You need to cut off porn. You know they say porn is bad for you, man. They say that porn stuff is bad for you.
All right. Well, the energy in this room, it's palpable. The best against the best. Teofimo Lopez, 140-pound champion. Shakur Stevenson, 135-pound champion. Saturday night, live right here at Madison Square Garden and live on DAZN. We're going to face these two guys off.
Hey, no, I didn't want to finish my thing with porn. Come on, what kind of shit is this? Nah, man. Hey, listen, to everybody, most importantly, man, just focus on yourself. No matter what they say, it's all smoke and mirrors. Look, we as individuals, amongst it all, really have something to cherish, and that's being here today, man. We all got life. That's most important. I know that Jay Prince always talked about it. It ain't about being a thug in the streets, but actually being one in home. And that's actually very poetic. That's
Take him through there. Take him through there.
Yeah.
We can take your ass through there, man.
Yeah, right.
He's bugging.
It's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Go baseline, watch out. Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that! The drama keeps continuing, Sally.
This is just brilliant.
Strikes. Start as you mean to go on. But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is. Goodbye. Score! In the back of the net. And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on the zone.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Eagles are world champions again.
The Zone is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going. Let's make history. Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
I should get going.
Not like that dessert. DoorDash is on the way.
Game's about to start.
Stay for the game.
Fully asleep. Coffee it is.
It's nice.
I'm never leaving, am I?
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now!
How do you like it? On the go. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. Live on DAZN. We are back in New York City in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Yesterday was the press conference. Today, the weigh-in, and we've got some sports history on display. This is the actual scale that Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier weighed in before their 1971 fight of the century here at MSG. As for today's events, yes, it's the weigh-in. Yesterday, a lot of verbal fireworks between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. What's going to happen today when they come face-to-face for the final time before they walk the walk tomorrow night at MSG? You're finding out next, live here on DAZN.
Madison Square Garden, January 31st. He's coming to win. I'm coming to win. So let's make that happen. He's from Brick City. I'm from the concrete jungle. Different cities, same skyline, same ambition. I'm coming to conquer. Victory will be mine. T.O.'s the truth. I'm the truth. I guarantee that. Explosive, powerful. He's facing the king of 140. Fighting like chess. Always thinking a few moves ahead.
Landing clear shots. Just doing great work in there.
My style is calm and precise. That comes from where I'm from. Madison Square Garden,
is when those paths finally meet.
I think taxes are something that makes all of us panic, whether or not you want to admit it. Being able to pass my taxes to a
And we welcome you to New York City, right in the middle of winter, frigid temperatures outside as boxing has taken over Madison Square Garden this week. There's the Knicks' #1 fan, Spike Lee, with Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson getting his own personalized Knicks jersey. And then yesterday, they were here for the press conference at the theater at Madison Square Garden. A lot of verbal fireworks, some back and forth, an entertaining stare down as they get set to meet face-to-face again today for the weigh-in. Final time, they'll stare into each other's eyes before tomorrow night's sold-out crowd will watch them square off for the 140-pound championship of the world. It's Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson fight week, and look who's next to me. Sergio Moore, of course, we don't care about him. But this guy, the newly crowned WBO 147-pound champion, Devin Haney. Congrats on that victory over Brian Norman Jr. What have you been up to since then, and who are you going to fight next?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the congratulations. Right now I'm just being a fan of the sport, and I'm here to enjoy a good night of boxing. I think that this is a great fight. Two fighters in their prime, and I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, you haven't fought either of these guys yet, but you know them very well. Let's start with Teofimo Lopez. Talk about the things that make him so great. He's only lost once in his life.
Yeah, I know these guys very well. I sparred both of them numerous times. I think Teo has to go in there. He has to invest in the body early. He has to go in there and make it a dog fight. He has to make Shakur uncomfortable. He cannot go in there and try to box him, even though I think that Teo is a really good boxer. But I think he has to go in there and he has to make it a fight.
Devin, this is interesting. You say you sparred both of them. What were you able to be successful with Teofimo that you think Shakur is going to be able to be successful with him?
What made me, what made me make Teo uncomfortable was me using my jab, me keeping Teo on the out. Keep him out, taming him with the jab, changing up my speeds. I think that Shakur has to go in there. He has to do both. He has to keep him on the out, keep him and fight him on the end. But also, most importantly, he has to get his respect in there.
How about Teofimo? What can he be successful with Shakur? Do you think that you were able to do with him as well?
Like I said earlier, I think that he has to go in there. He has to make it a fight. He has to make Shakur uncomfortable. What's very important is that it's a blueprint on how to beat Teo. It's not a blueprint on how to beat Shakur. So he has to go in there and do something that we haven't seen someone do against Shakur yet.
A blueprint.
You mentioned the blueprint. George Kambosos Jr. found that blueprint right here at the theater, Madison Square Garden. You beat George twice. Talk about some of those mistakes that George was able to capitalize against Teo in that fight.
I think in that fight, Teo was over-aggressive. I think that's a mistake that Teo cannot make in this fight. He cannot be over-aggressive. He has to put on smart pressure and, like I said, invest in the body early.
The body's going to be it, but Shakur impressed me when he fought Zepeda. Zepeda throws 100 punches, around 1,000 overall, and the way he was able to hurt Zepeda. You think that Shakur has enough to actually get the respect of Teofimo if he lands something cleanly?
Yeah, I think that these are two high-level fighters. I think that they can both hurt each other. When you're at the top, one punch can hurt anybody. So I think that Shakur can hurt Teo, but I don't know. We got to see if Teo gets